Hello there, it's me, Sari here again, and today I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about dyes from, this is Memory Box. I bought myself a couple of dyes and I just wanted to try them out. I saw Jennifer Maguire talking about beautiful landscape dyes, and that sort of got me started, and it was actually this one that she showed me, or showed us on the YouTube, and I was really amazed by just how cute that looks. And then I saw another beautiful card somewhere on Facebook with a sort of landscape of small houses, and it was a sidestep card, and then there was this wonderful Santa along with some reindeers and such, and just flew away across the sky on that card, and it was really beautiful. So that really got me started, and I wanted to try that, give that a go, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get there anyway. I just wanted to share with you my experience of actually using the magnetic board die cutting thing. Let's see, magnetic platform for Sizzix. This is something that I have longed for the longest of times, because I hate those flaps, and especially since I mostly die cut either these thin dies or the Bigz dies. I don't really seem to be using those flaps that much. Occasionally when I do some embossing, but I still think that it's too long, and it requires too much space on my craft space. So I was really happy to be able actually to get my hands on this magnetic platform, because what I do is I take that one, I take this, and I put it in my Big Shot machine. And then what I do is take a little bit of paper. Just going to take a piece of paper and put the die there, and since the thing is magnetic, it is going to stay in place. So if, let's say, if I had something stamped here, I could easily just put the stamp in the center. I could just move this about really easily, and I could just do the die cutting from there, and all I have to do is just finish it off with another cutting plate and then just roll it through. Depending on what kind of paper you're using, of course, you might need to do 2 passes. I did so just to be on the safe side with this paper. This is a 300-gram watercoloring paper, really thick and really heavy, and I love it just because of that, because it really gives me sturdy, nice, durable die cuts. So this set actually looks like this. It's pretty big in the envelope and everything. I'm just thinking why they didn't put them in their regular sized envelopes, because everything would have fitted nicely there, since they were nested when they came. Well, enough said about that. This is a set of 4 dies, like so. And it does give me these beautiful things. Also banner, something for the inside there, and 2 pieces for the center for that bigger frame. So there's something for you to work out how you want to play with it. And I usually try to make use of the negative space also, and I'm not sure if I was able to do that with this one. I can't really see the paper here. It might be that I have, yes, here it is. So I'm not sure if one is able to do anything with this. Perhaps if I were to just die cut it separate on a piece of paper, I could have a nice looking frame to put there, perhaps. I'm not sure. You might also actually just leave an opening for something on the card, and especially when you open it up, you could have the statement on the inside of that card. So I'm thinking it's actually possible to do. And then when it comes to these beautiful landscape dies, I just wanted to show you size-wise what they look like. So here it is. You see, this is almost, yes, this is actually 100%. So you get the accurate size on the package. And just imagine having something really cute on top of this. And this is really nice, I think. Let's see what I can do with it. And what I'm talking about when it comes to using the negative space is that, let's say I would like to make use of this one somehow, just by inking with this dressings or something over these, so I could use this as a stencil. That could be something nice I'm hoping for. Let's see if I can get there any someday. And then I got these 2 sets of pine trees and such, and I was thinking that perhaps if I do color these in a bit darker green and these in another green or something, and I could just layer them, and I could actually have some 3D foam adhesive in the background, so I actually get that depth going. Otherwise it will be too flat and I won't be saying anything. So I'm just wanting to create that depth so I can get that sort of pine tree background. So I'm looking forward to making something out of those. I also got myself something like this. Let's see if I can get a hold of it, because it's pretty... Here it is. And it just took me 1 pass on that magnetic board. And my first idea was to just try this one out as well. This one also just die cut itself just by doing it once. Really nice looking, isn't it? And my thought originally was to just put this one on top of this one, but I see now that this one is too small, so I have to find something bigger, or I could just make them separately. As for this one actually do see using in a funky way as a negative frame. I could have a stamping in the center and such. So I'm thinking these could be nice. And the same thing goes for these really when it comes to using these for negatives. I could just spray on top of these or something before I discard them really. I can't save them forever now, can I? So let me come to the second step. So the magnetic platform is a must, I'm telling you. If you are die cutting intricate dies and such, you definitely need to get that one. And talking about intricate dies, I saw that X-Cut actually has released a quick release foam A4 size, and that's a really nice thing, I think, because the biggest I have had have been perhaps 4 and 4 inches or something. This is really nice because now I can take this and put it on top of a die that might be difficult to die cut and get that foam thing going there, so it actually releases the paper after having it through my Big Shot there. And talking about dies, and I'm going to move to some bigger dies actually. There are dies that not only do they cut, but they also have some sort of a metal rule die, steel rule die there. And some of these have the function of creasing something, and some of them are intentionally made to cut something. So this is definitely something that's supposed to crease. And these also, these are supposed to crease the paper, not cut it. So when it comes to using these Bigz dies, I have got the pillow box with labels here. And this is just a regular pillow box thingy, if you don't do anything with it. I have put a tree, a small pine tree, Movers and Shapers pine tree there. And when I die cut it, and it actually worked really nicely. What you have to think about is the kind of adhesive you're using here. And depending on the paper also, you really need to think about how do I combine those the best. This time I was thinking of using an oval, so oval there, just to see what happens. Because if I'm going to go back to what I started, this is what you'll get when you're die cutting it. And at times it might be difficult to get some of the parts cut out properly. And well, the tree actually does get it cut out really nicely. But what I have learned, that using this 300-gram watercoloring paper and the tape that I have used that tape gun thing, it doesn't really stick. So for these kinds of projects, I absolutely recommend you to go for some really sticky, long-lasting adhesive. And what you do after having glued it down like so, you just fold these in, these tabs, with those holes in, and then you're just going to fold those outer parts off, and then you can decorate it however you want to. But let me get back to what I started talking about. If I were to use a regular cutting pad like this, there would be a risk of actually cutting some of these pieces that are supposed to be creased. So that is why I decided on trying out a crease pad instead, because there is something that is called a crease pad. This one is flexible, of course, and it's harder than an embossing mat, but it has the same function as a cutting plate. Instead of not just cutting, it's just going to stay within the crease thing. So let's see, I'm just going to take a piece of paper here. I'm going to place it like so, put the crease pad on top, nothing else is required, and then I'll just have to run it through. And well, I think I'll just stay within the one cut thing there. So what I get this time is I get my hole, I get my labels, but I seem to be having a problem. No matter what kind of paper I have, this piece here is not cut out. So I definitely need a pair of scissors here. It's a strange thing, I think, because you really want this piece to be cut out. But on the other hand, since this is the flap piece, you are going to fold it inwards anyway. So you needn't bother that much. And then there is a scored line there, so you can just fold it like so. And I can just fold that one like so, and then we're almost there, aren't we? So what I do after gluing that one down, I'm just going to pinch this one down, and it is really easily done. I'm just going to fold that one down as well. Easily done, as I'm telling you. And now we are going to see the start of it come into life. And I'm just going to fold these on top of that. And there we have it. And in this case, we've got an oval there. So I do like to use different kinds of helps for these dies and such. So definitely recommend you to buy the crease pad. Since I'm sometimes using long Bigz dies, I also got myself the longer crease pad. And that one I'm using for, let's say, pop-up cards and such, because I don't want them to cut in places where they're supposed to crease. So that's a little bit about that. So the magnetic platform, the crease pads, both the thin dies and the Bigz dies. I'm really in heaven right now. All I need to get hold of is my inspiration and my will for crafting. Alright, I'm going to sign off right now. I hope you have a splendid day, night or evening. Bye bye.